Oh man. Yeah, I think us doing kind of, well, initially when we talked about this, we were gonna do like stupid things like go to the park in those giant bubble balls.
I want to do that too.
And like just from 100 yards away from each other, just charge each other as fast as we could and just smash into each other. Maybe 25 yards. I'm not sure I can run that far.
Welcome back to the show. There's no telling where we'll go. So come and share a laugh on the Imp and Skizz podcast.
I want to be forthcoming that we actually had an entirely different topic.
Oh shoot! Yeah, we even told our Glimpse people. So
did?
Yeah, our Glimpse sponsors. We do before we record the podcast, we do a special stream for them. The 3PGS,
The 3PG
podcast private Glimpse stream is what we call it. So all the supporters over on Glimpse, thank you supporters, by the way, for helping support the podcast. But we told them our 2 topics of the day, and we didn't lie to them.
No. We knew we thought. Yeah, we talked about, because we just last week we released habits, right? We also told them we were going to be talking about managing negativity,
right?
And so that is, I think that topic itself still has a ton of merit, and I think that that's something that maybe one day we'll cover. But here's the deal: we're not going to not do it right now. We didn't change our minds because we were like, oh, it's a bad idea or a bad topic. We changed our minds because in between episodes we started talking about something else. 20 minutes in, I'm like, this is the podcast.
It just happens, right?
Yeah.
Like we're just like taking a little breather in between recording because we get together and we record 2 podcasts in one go, just so we don't have to set up and tear down so often.
Yeah.
And we're just sitting here chatting, and we both kind of had this light bulb go off. I was like, why haven't we just been recording this conversation?
Yeah, because it's a good one. It's a good one.
Here we are. What were we talking about?
Well, let's see. How would we even title this? We're going to figure out the title later. Like, honestly. Huh?
Gonna have to.
Yeah. You're gonna have to. Yeah.
Where do we go from here?
No. Well, kind of, right?
Yeah.
I mean, so here's what it is. Here's the topic. So I want to be very honest about everything that we're talking about. I want all the way down to, so we really were talking about content creation, talking about where it's at right now. You're telling me that Minecraft Let's Plays are a bit on the decline. So that's reason enough to just keep the conversation alive in regards to what else we kind of want to give a go. Not that we're not leaving Minecraft. I love it.
A couple things come into play. And one, I know just from my personal experience right now on YouTube with my Minecraft content, it's going down. Some of that's my fault, and just that I haven't, done anything new and fresh, and I don't even make enough videos to sustain. Sure. And some of that is, even in talking to other Minecraft content creators, they're seeing the same kind of thing. And so, it could be a lot of different things. It always is. There's always multiple factors that come into how view counts come into play and subscribers and all that stuff. Pandemics ending and people are going out and watching less YouTube. There's that. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, there's also the point that and part of this was I was on vacation for a couple of weeks and just kind of gave myself time to think, what am I doing right now? Am I doing the right thing even by just continuing to do the same thing over and over again? I've been creating Minecraft videos for over 10 years now. Been heavily focused on Hermitcraft and pretty much Hermitcraft only, sprinkled in a few other things, of course. But for the last at least 5, 6, 7 years. So I started thinking, like, is there other stuff that I'd like to do as a content creator? Is there other genres even that I'd like to get into? Maybe create a different channel. I don't know if you remember, I did a tech video on that Wave XLR, right? Mm-hmm. To see if it could replace my Go XLR. Mm-hmm. And I had a lot of fun with that. I was very amateur with that video. Like my cameras weren't the best and the lighting wasn't the best. And I could have done a lot better job, of course, if I wanted to be more professional about it. But I wanted to just try something different. And it just got me thinking, like, maybe that's where I want to start to put a little bit of focus. I'm not saying like I'm going to stop making Minecraft, videos, Hermitcraft videos or whatever, but I do want to start to be a little more forward thinking and also think about, like, what kind of content do I want to create? Am I jazzed about? Because I still do enjoy making Minecraft videos, but after 10 years, some of the honeymoon has worn off. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah.
And so I'd like to find something else that just jazzes me from a creator point of view.
What's
and that's
his-
that's kind of what spawned the conversation.
Well, so that's sort of why it's so nice when Minecraft goes through updates or whatever, because it's if
something new.
Yeah,
right?
they do it right. It's almost like a new game. And so this podcast, this is an entirely different medium that you and I have been playing in this space for coming up on a year now, and we want to keep that going. But we've also had it back in our mind. You realize somebody left a timestamp in our last one that we talked about this in like season two.
Season 2 of Naked and Scared, which would have been like 10 years ago.
Yeah,
basically.
that we wanted to do a podcast. Well, another thing that we've talked about is having even a third channel, which would be Imp And Skizz IRL, that's where we do the bucket list item stuff or whatever. But here's where the conversation led. And why I was like, this is what I want the podcast to be, because I really want to hear from everybody in their thoughts on what they'd kind of like to see, because we talk about some of these YouTubers out there that are doing more production based, right? That when we just interviewed Martin not too long ago, and one of his mantras is quality over quantity. The people I'm talking about are sort of like the poster children of that notion. Where somebody like Mark Rober, right? When he does a video,
It's an event.
It's an event. It's a
like,
production.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
It's been a month. This is going to be amazing.
Yes.
You get excited.
You're very
just
huge.
seeing that he released something.
Like he really, this is going to be huge. This is going to be unlike anything he's ever done before. You know, it's the same thing. Mr. Beast is very similar. Now, what a lot of people are thinking of, well, there's a lot of money that goes into those, and yes, there is, but just
teams of people.
It does, but it doesn't have to be. To do something like that, it doesn't have to take a lot of money. Sometimes it just happens that it takes a lot of money. So I was also talking about how Danny Gonzalez is one of my daughter's favorite YouTubers. And when I watch him, I'm like, this dude is really like, he's just really swinging, and it's awesome because his stuff definitely, that took a month. That took a month to do what he just did. And I'm watching this, and it's very admirable. So I kind of want to pivot my own mind. I like the idea of us taking like a month to put something together. You know what I mean? And I joked about it. I was like, dude, if you wanted to build like a gondola or a pergola or whatever they're called in the backyard. What's a boat. That's a boat.
And then Italy.
You know what, dude? If you want to build a gondola, I'm there too.
I built a gondola for my swimming pool. It goes nowhere, but it looks cool.
But if you wanted to build a pergola, as an example, in your backyard, that could be, believe it or not, kind of a cool video that we did. And I compared it to, there's a guy on YouTube that he makes tables. That's it. And their videos are awesome. Because of the type of wood he has to get, the work he has to go through to transport that wood into his shop, all the care he takes of it, putting that lacquer on, getting it into a prep state. Like there's so much to it to where if you and I mean, we'll have to think about the types of things, but anytime you and I come up with some sort of like maybe project or whatever, like, dude, that's going to take us a month to do. Okay. Action. You know what I mean? Roll the cameras and let's see what kind of magic we could put together. So I kind of wanted to talk more about this with you because we sort of, we talked about it being like a bucket list item thing, and maybe it's a hybrid. It really is the Imp And Skizz IRL. What do you see on that channel?
Oh, man. Yeah, I think us doing kind of... Well, initially when we talked about this, we were going to do like stupid things like go to the park in those giant bubble balls.
I want to do that too.
And like just from 100 yards away from each other, just charge each other as fast as we could and just smash into each other. Maybe 25 yards. I'm not sure I can run that far. But like, so we kind of envisioned that, like other little things that like, I've never gone up in a hot air balloon.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like stuff that, dude, I really wanted to go up in a helicopter. I wanted to do, so, we talked about my vacation last week, but when we went to Moorea, I wanted to go up in a helicopter and see the island from a helicopter. And I've never even been in a helicopter, which is crazy because back in our Battlefield 2 days, I was a helicopter pilot.
Yes, you were.
And so we looked into it, and it wasn't the season for helicopter tours or something there, and so we couldn't do the helicopter tour. And I was like so bummed. And I told my wife, I was like, well, I know how to fly a helicopter. I used to do it all the time. Battlefield, I'll just go find one to fly, But no, like those kind of experiences. We talked about getting tickets to a football game and going in the end zone and banging on the side.
Yes.
I don't know how we would get video. We'd have to buy tickets for somebody else to sit over and record.
We just need to be so outstanding that we just pull it from
TV.
ESPN.
Yeah. Anyway, so that was kind of one of our original ideas of that. But even if it was just projects, or whatever. Like could be like, we reorganized our garage. Yeah, that's a good one. Let's help me clean my garage up.
Boo.
Boo. No, there is a project that I've been wanting to work on, and now it's probably almost a year overdue. I was going to do a studio tour of this, right? So when they built this casita, is what everybody likes to refer to as, / guest house / my YouTube studio.
/ gondola.
/ gondola. I actually set up a camera. I set up a GoPro camera and I time-lapsed the entire thing.
Yeah, it was awesome.
And I have that video. And then I've been wanting to do a proper kind of like MTV Cribs style like showcase of my studio. And I've been like thinking about it. The reason I haven't pulled the trigger on it yet is because I keep coming up with more things that need to be done first. So I thought I got back from my vacation, and the first day back, I knew I wasn't ready to jump into making content again. So I said, that's it. I'm finishing this wall. There's a wall in front of me, which nobody ever sees because the camera faces the other way. But it mattered to me. Okay.
Yeah.
I wanted the wall in front of me to look amazing. And it was almost there. It was getting really close. You saw like those really cool panels with the backlighting. And then I have like this, my wife got me this neon sign that says Impulse in neon lights, which is super cool. Thoughtful, very thoughtful of her. And then you helped me move the TV to be nice and centered up there. So it's like in front of me and above my 3 monitors. And then I got 3 monitors, and then I got a new desk that goes up and doesn't make tons of crazy noise when it goes up because the battery was going out and the motor was going out. But there was some things left to do. I needed to put a sound bar up. I needed to put some sound soaking panels up and just a few other things. And so when I got back, I did it. I jumped after that project. I said, I'm going to I don't feel like making content just yet. I'm still in vacation mode, but I will get something done. And I actually worked on that wall for the first day I was back. And I got done with the wall, and you forgot the clacker.
I didn't want to interrupt you. You finished first.
Okay. we gotta do a clacker with different cameras, and it aligns.
I was so excited
them all.
about starting that I didn't think about it.
Yeah, that's okay. We'll get it. But so then I got done, and I was like, all right, sweet. I can start working on this studio tour video. And then I look over in the corner, and I was like, that corner over there is kind of bare. It needs something.
See, dude, you're always gonna have something.
So no. This is the last one. Last thing.
Whatever,
right.
dude.
So I gotta get a shelf put in this corner, and I'm gonna put my I started collecting retro consoles. So I got the Nintendo Entertainment System, the NES.
Yeah.
I'm getting a Super Nintendo, Nintendo 64, and then I think I'll put the Wii on there just so it's all Nintendo, and I'll just geek out on Nintendo only. And so I want a shelf. I want a shelf system. Unfortunately, the way we're going to do it, it's going to have to be custom made. So anyway, another project. And then once that's done, I want to make the studio tour video, and I want it to be good. Like I'm not going to be good at the cameras and the lighting yet. That takes time, and we all get better at our craft through repetition and over time. So it'll be my first kind of stab, other than that XLR video that I did at like IRL like videos for YouTube.
Yep.
But I want to do it. Like I have thoughts in my head. I've told you some of my thoughts. We're not going to tell them yet.
No.
But like I have silly ideas on how to make the video interesting. And I want to do it, even if it costs a little bit of money to make happen.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought you did. You shared it with me. It was good. Let me do this really quick. Sorry, everybody. We're new. Where's it? Why is it got to be done?
Our new camera setup doesn't allow you to put the clacker
I
in
can't
both
put it on
frames
both
at the same time.
It's fine.
Okay.
All right. Okay. All right. Okay. I want, if we do an Imp And Skizz IRL channel, I think it's okay for it to be kind of a hybrid of, they don't all have to be these month-long projects, but they can be, is what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
Is that I'm still stuck in this mindset that when we're creating content, or I'm creating content, that it's got to be very, very frequent. And in some cases that's true. It does need to be, but I want to pivot. I want to evolve into more production-based stuff. So what are you envisioning for that channel?
Well, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I guess I got stuck in our initial ideas that you and I were going to.
Yeah, I did too. I did too.
Stuff. What do you say about like axe throwing? Like simple stuff, like axe throwing or learning to do archery or whatever. I don't know how entertaining that kind of stuff would be, But I think whatever it is, it needs to be unique. Like we're not going to go copy the dudes that drop stuff off a tall tower.
No, we're not. But I wish I thought of it first.
Right.
I love dropping stuff.
There's tons of good
That's
stuff.
how
out there.
ridiculous, by the way.
Yeah, and then there's like Dude Perfect who like does all the trick shots and that stuff, you know. And then there's Mr. Beast who gives away millions of dollars in free islands.
Let's start there.
And yeah, let's start there. How about
Not gonna work.
free T-shirts?
Yeah.
How about that? We'll start
Yeah.
with T-shirts. Well, everybody started somewhere. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
like you look back and Mr. Beast wasn't giving away money his first video. You know, didn't have it obviously. So
Obviously, yeah.
so we got to start somewhere. But yeah, I don't know. I'm open to just trying stuff, right? Because anytime you do start off on like YouTube, that's all you're doing is trying to find your way. And then actually that's why they say when you're starting YouTube, like you should do a lot of repetitions. Like you should, that's where you get that mentality of quantity over quality. It is because in the beginning when you're learning, like you need to pump out stuff to learn from.
You do.
But then once you kind of get it, and then once you kind of grow and you have your audience, that's when they say, experts say that it's better to then focus on quality. And so then at that point, if you can produce a product that's really, really good and like everybody's going to be like excited to watch it and it's going to get a bunch of views, like it's okay to do once a month like Rober does. You know what I mean? Because, you know, okay, he could pump out a decent video once a week, or he can pump out an amazing one once a month. Guarantee you his amazing one's going to get 10 times more views than all the other ones combined.
Yeah.
You know?
And when you take the time and you watch one of his videos too, you can really start to piece together, especially for people who know where that's coming from. There's a lot going into it, a lot, and not just the science, but the amount of people he has to coordinate, a lot of things that he has to fabricate, all the different.
And you also have to be a brilliant NASA scientist.
Yeah, that part. I'm going to leave that up to you.
Yeah, thanks. Appreciate that. Just make me the brains of the operation. We're in trouble.
Yeah, you become the NASA scientist.
Yeah, we're definitely in trouble. Here's where like the negative thoughts start to creep in, and that's like, okay, so I always want to do everything. Like I have like ambition for days. You know what I mean? Like that's something I will never run short of is ambition, and I always want to do everything. Right? Like I want to be able to make 4 Hermitcraft episodes a week and do Naked and Scared and stream 5 times a week. And also, you know, make sure we're still having our JIT streams and our streams with Green and Scar. I want to do everything.
Yeah.
And I also want to make tech review videos. And I also want to do a studio tour. And I also want to do this Imp And Skizz thing. You know what I mean? And that's where my brain starts to say like, yeah, but can you? Like what are you willing to sacrifice in order to work on this month-long project / video that could be really, really cool?
Then
let me ask you, where do we find the time?
I know.
You still have a full-time job.
Where did we, what did we sacrifice to make these podcasts happen? Something had to give. And this is hours and hours of our lives.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, like yesterday was Friday afternoon for me, and you were streaming with Tango doing Played Up. I had it on the new sound bar that I installed when I got back, so I could hear it in this room even.
Yeah.
But I had you guys up just kind of listening to it, and while I was setting up, so a couple hours, you know, yesterday afternoon, which I typically would have been maybe recording for Hermitcraft or something, I had to sacrifice. And then obviously now it's Saturday. We're together, so we're giving up our Saturday mornings, which. You know, I don't know what you typically do on a Saturday morning when we're not doing podcasts. Maybe go to breakfast with your wife.
Yeah.
So there may be some family time sacrifice there too to make this happen.
Or I'm working on a video. Actually, I'll be honest with you. If we're not doing this on Saturdays, I'm either out to breakfast with my dad or I'm streaming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you gave up a stream, you know. So there's always that like how do we figure out where to find the time to do these passion projects? But I think it's important too, like. Because the word's there, passion.
Yeah.
Right? Like if we're not following our heart to do something that we're passionate about, then what are we doing?
Right.
You know, like why are we doing this?
Okay. So now, but now what it's doing for me is it's opening up. So it's opening up a bunch of opportunities in my mind. And what I mean by that is there's a lot of things that like I'm putting off. There's things that you're putting off because there's not a lot of time for it. What if we did this and the things that's being put off becomes video. You know what I mean? I know it sounds crazy, but, and this is, you're going to think.
So we are going to clean my garage.
Okay. I was kind of going there, but I'm going to get really selfish. Your studio is awesome. It is just, it's amazing. It's beautiful. Mine is not. Now here's the deal. It gets the job done, and it's a big room. It's an actual full-size room is where I have a big giant green screen that quite literally is not only covers the entire back wall, but covers the floor as well, which is nice or whatever. But since that's what it is, and it's there to provide chroma key, I don't worry about anything else in the room. And it's kind of a bummer. You know what I mean? So maybe one of our projects is quite literally clearing that room out. I'm completely spitballing here, dude. I'm not actually suggesting this. I'm just giving an example. That's something I've been putting off. That's something I would like to do. And maybe we bring your wife over because she's got the vision, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm like, okay, kid, go. What do you think?
Dude,
I'll do whatever you say I should do.
That's what happened with me was my wife designed the back wall, which I knew would be important because it's on camera behind me. So I don't green screen anymore. So I actually show my back wall because I had to show off my YouTube awards, you know. And so I had her design the back wall because I knew she would do a good job because she's interior designer by trade. And I tackled the front wall, the wall that I'd be staring at, which I didn't think was going to be that important to me because people weren't going to see it. It's just me that was going to see it. And then after I got done with it, I hated it. My design that I did on the front wall, I hated it. I was like, nope. And so I asked my wife, I was like, could you redesign the front wall in front of me? And because then it became important to me because it was like, I would go and I would sit down at my desk and I wanted to feel good. I needed that for me. I needed the wall in front of me to look good, to help me be inspired to create, you know what I mean? And if I sat down and I looked at it and it was just and I love Elgato. I'm not going to crack on it, but like the Elgato panels, I just thought I could just plaster the wall with Elgato panels and it would look cool.
Yeah.
Because the panels, they kind of are cool. They got a little design to them and whatever, and it was going to be soundproofing, and I thought that was important. But I put all the panels up there and I was just like, no, this looks tacky. And maybe it was the way I arranged them, whatever. But I was like, no, tear it down. Had my wife redo it and it looks freaking amazing now. So yeah, let's have her come over.
Could be a thing.
Let's have her come over and see. She's obviously gonna have to figure out what you want to do. Do you still want your green screen? Gotta have lighting. Gotta have proper lighting. 3-point lighting is still important.
I don't think
gotta figure out where that all goes.
I think if it was done correctly. So first of all, so the walls are. So this is fun for me because we're in solution space, and I'm not saying we're doing this. I'm saying we're in solution space of what it would be to create a production-based video. That's what we're talking about, production-based videos. That's not the title, but that's what we're talking about, production-based videos. And so now we're in that solution space to where if I remove that green screen, I guess I'm sort of over the green screen. You know what I mean? I've just been doing it because that's what I've always done. But if you have a proper background, much like the way you do, it's really cool and very enticing, very, very neat,
Yeah, I've noticed a shift back to like Twitch streamers showing their backgrounds and then making sure they have interesting things to look at because I don't know if as a viewer, and maybe our viewers can tell us if they watch a lot of streams, as you're watching somebody stream, there's always like, I'm watching the game, now I'm looking at their face, now I'm watching the game, I'm looking at their face. Yeah. But now there's a third element that you could look at, you know what I mean? I'm looking at their face, oh, what's that cool in the back? What's he got on the shelf back there? Yeah. Oh, that's kind of neat. You know what I mean? Like, is that important to people? I don't know. Personally, I just know that like I try to pay attention to the trends. And as I start flipping through streams, I'm kind of looking at me like, green screen? No green screen. No green screen. Green screen? No green screen. Okay, I'm starting to see more no green screens. And then on those, I'm like, okay, well, why? What are they showing? Oh, they got cool stuff. Yeah. That's why they're showing it, because they got cool stuff. Rarely do I find somebody that's like, it's their bed piled with dirty clothes behind them,
right.
Because
they're out there.
They're out there. But
okay, well, but it texturizes it in a way. You know what I mean? Like there's nothing wrong with chroma key. I've been doing it for years, but there's something when it's done right, like what is done in your studio, it texturizes it. So it tells me, is that something that can even be done in my office? Cause it's a big room, or do I need to bring my whole set backwards? You know what I mean? So that's why I'm having fun. We don't need to solve it right now, but this is us sort of planning.
We won't solve it. My wife will.
Well, right. No. But I'm saying like, I'd be like, okay, so here's what we're going to do. We have to have one day where we just strip the whole room. We're going to film that.
Yeah.
We're going to film all that and talk about our ideas. So I'm probably going to repaint the walls entirely. Luckily, before I set that room up, I actually ripped all the carpet out and I put in wood. So it's like nice and it's a good clean look or whatever. It gives us a good starting ground.
My wife's going to immediately want to put a carpet down.
Well, I have
not like install carpet, but like what we have here.
A rug.
A rug.
Yeah, I have a rug. I had to have a rug. I needed to absorb some sound.
Yeah, the sound dampening is super important.
That was a big deal.
In fact, the room where we record this podcast in doesn't have enough sound dampening.
No, you can hear it too.
Yeah, if you're on headphones or an audio file of any sort, you've probably known this for not the entire time the podcast has been going, because when we started, we were in the soundproofed room.
Yeah.
And it sounded fantastic. And then we decided to sacrifice the sound a little bit for the visual by being out here and having this cool kind of set design. And more space was kind of the big thing. We needed more space for the whole setup. But then we started to be like, oh man, this room does not have enough soundproofing. But this room's not going to get soundproofing. It's not made to be a studio. It's made to be a guest house. So didn't have much control over that. But anyway, yeah, we should do it. I think that would be a fun project. Like really need to just make sure cameras are rolling. You know,
that's right. It just and also, I mean, we could do ridiculous things. Like, what if we find a way to get it so that you or I throw out the first pitch of a Major League Baseball game somehow? I mean, how ridiculous is that? But the video could literally be about that journey and trying to get it to happen. And it would be a bummer if we couldn't. That video would end up sucking. But if the whole thing, you know what I mean? Like the
video wouldn't get published if it never came to fruition.
Well, sure it would. Like we kind of share our failures too.
They're going to be mostly failures because you swing for the fences.
I'm just throwing things out there. But see,
what if we get Mark Rober on the podcast?
That would be amazing. Let's do it.
So you swing for the fences.
Yeah.
So I like
that's not going to happen. Okay. So hot air balloon's a good one. That's more of a bucket list, but I feel like we need to add something to it. Like throwing paper airplanes off of it. I don't know, something. Anyways, my point being
Imp And Skizz going a hot air balloon is not probably a viral video. You look at the things that have taken off.
Dude, I've never seen anybody crap all over something so fast. Before it was like even like a concept. You're like, that video doesn't exist. It already failed.
Yeah. I mean, come on, man. Just think about it. Like, what kind of clickbait we're gonna do on that?
I know.
Maybe if the thumbnail
is me falling out.
Exactly. Like you with the cord around your ankle and you're dangling off the hot air balloon. Skizzle Man almost dies whilst falling out of a hot air balloon. Now that's a video.
Why is it me? Why can't it be you? I'm not doing this.
Come on. You're a risk taker.
I'm not. Fine. No, that cord would snap. I'd find a way to. I'd find a way to capsize the basket to dump out everybody that's in it. All right, so I want us to continue this conversation. I very, very much want to hear what the audience has to say. Like specifically in terms of production-based videos, what are things that are in range and I mean, honestly, I'm going to encourage the audience to also swing for the fences. Like really go for it. You know?
Yeah, because even if they swing for the fences, like you start to see like a little nugget of like, oh, that could be really
it
cool.
leads to other stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. There's no such thing. That's why they say there's no such thing as a bad idea. Because I mean, obviously there is bad ideas, but even from bad ideas, sometimes it can just get the wheels turning a little bit. Like that's a terrible idea, except if you spin it just a little bit, then it could be good. You know, you probably never watched this happen. Probably gonna butcher his name. Ryan Trahan, I think his name is. Got super famous on YouTube for one simple idea. He wanted to deliver a penny to Mr. Beast. That was his idea. But he had to get across the country, and he basically had to raise his own money to get there. So like he had to take on jobs as like he'd get somewhere and he'd have to take on a job as like a Uber driver or food delivery, or he would go into like CVS, like a pharmacy or whatever, buy a cooler, buy ice, buy bottles of water, and go out on the corner and sell bottles of water to make money from the money he spent in order to pay his way. And then like Yeah, he had a whole bunch of stuff where like people would like donate money to reset his balance back to zero. Right. Like once he hit certain thresholds, like people would donate money, and Mr. Beast started to catch on to this whole thing that he was doing. And Mr. Beast was like, I'm resetting you back to zero. Here's $100,000, you know? And it was for like, I think it was raising money for charity too, as part of it. But like it blew up, like it blew up. And I'm probably not speaking to it fully properly because I kind of like watched it through osmosis of just like entering the room as my kids were watching it
fair enough.
thing.
Yeah.
But it was like, wow, this simple concept like made this guy like uber famous on YouTube. You know what I mean? And it was really fun to watch. And it was just like, wow, okay, that's kind of like the ideas that we would need to generate.
Yeah.
You know, something like that. Like he didn't have to spend like any money. Like he started with a penny.
Right.
You know what I mean? He had to work to get across the country. But like those kind of ideas.
I like
are the
that.
things that we would need to go for, I think.
Yeah. And to me, that's also swinging but it's good. But part of me is like logistics, like how can I get away for that long? You know what I mean? Can I really travel for a month? You know,
that helps that he was a young kid. And
yeah.
Probably not in school even, but
yeah, but there's definitely things that we can do. So yeah, I'm gonna keep that terminology, project-based videos. You know what I mean? Production-based videos that are really dedicated towards the arc of what you're making rather than just trying to make an installment of something.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? So, okay. All right. So, and I like it. Let's keep it partnered with the idea of the bucket list as well. Like, I'm going to be honest with you, getting in those big inflatable balls and smash it. We can make that into, it doesn't have to take us a month to do that video, but there's something to be said for how do we shop for these balls? And what do we got to know about it? Do we have to get any sort of protective gear? It would be much safer if we ran from 100 yards.
Who were those guys my kids used to watch? They would literally just like buy the most, like they would look on Amazon for the weirdest things you could buy. And then when they would buy them, and then they would like open them up and mess around with like you know what I mean? Like such a simple concept. I forget the name of them, of that channel, but like such a simple concept.
Yeah.
Not that I want a bunch of crap off of Amazon.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Don't give me your garbage, okay? You get
Where's
Amazon.
it gonna go?
You get. I don't know. You get something from Amazon every day.
We'll get a storage container delivered to my backyard for all this stuff.
You get something from Amazon every day, and oftentimes several times a day, which I can't get my head wrapped around. Amazon, the drivers must be like, "What is going on?"
I only got
here?
one thing yesterday, and it was super important. You want to know what I got yesterday?
I do.
I got headbands. I got like the sweatbands, you know, that you wear on your head. But I got a pack of every single color, so that no matter what team I get put on in MCC,
oh nice,
I have a headband for it because I'm this time around I'm on the Lime Llamas. And so I was like, I don't really want to wear a headband during the stream, and I want a lime one to match. And that'd have been cool if when I was a purple panda, I had a purple one, you know? So this time I just bought a pack of like 24 different colored headbands so it covers every single team color in MCC. And no matter what team I get put on, I'm ready to go.
All right.
Boom.
Well, that's a pretty
That's
good one.
super important purchase right there. Okay.
Okay.
Now where I store those headbands when I'm not playing MCC, I don't know.
How many did you get?
Well, there was 24 in the pack.
24. You
so like lots of, it was like covered the base, like the whole rainbow and then some, you know?
That is amazing.
So yeah, okay. I got something off Amazon. That was nothing though.
Okay. So I could get on board with that too. Ordering ridiculous stuff off Amazon. It sounds like somebody's already doing that or whatever.
Exactly. So that's the thing. Like, okay, this is great. People have some great ideas. They're good for inspiration though.
Yes.
Look at one of my favorites, and I haven't watched them as much recently, but Rhett and Link, right? They have the Good Mythical Morning Show. And they typically would do these like eating segments on their show where it was like, does this cereal? You know what I mean? And it was like, can we take this food not meant to be a cereal and make it a cereal?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
They would do stuff like that. And it was like, wow, like that's such a weird, interesting concept. And you watch them like eat. I don't want to eat a bunch of weird food either, though.
I
don't think I want to turn into a like, let's eat this.
I don't want to, not like a dare gross type.
Right.
I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. But what if we brewed beer? You're like, what are you talking about? No, that's like a long process.
Because last podcast I talked about drinking less.
You did.
You're. I'm sorry, we can't be friends anymore.
What if we brewed?
I have to get rid of you as a friend. I'm trying to make more positive influence in my life. I'm gonna need somebody that's not encouraging me.
Shut your
to
mouth.
Drink anymore. Thanks.
All right, quit drinking for a little bit, and then we're gonna brew beer. You know what? I didn't say you have to drink it.
Let's make our own soda.
Okay.
You said okay to that. You're the one that just quit soda.
I'm not gonna drink it. You can drink it. I'm just saying,
You have
make
to taste
it.
test the product.
Okay, fine. Well, you can tell me how it tastes.
Let's do both. Let's make beer soda.
Oh, gross.
That could be a thing.
That's disgusting. All right, but there's still like there's cooking things out there that could take, or like preparation that takes a long time to make in terms of doing actual production and stuff like that.
Yeah.
What if we made our own like a boxcar and did a boxcar race? You know what I'm talking about?
Okay. I mean,
that's a thing, dude.
I have had this like dream of like if all my careers go away and I had to pick a new career
You
from
think
scratch,
you want to be a carpenter?
I think I want to be a carpenter.
Yeah.
Right? That's it. I think I want to be a carpenter. Now, do I have the skill to be a carpenter? Absolutely not. But I mean, I don't completely suck. I built the closet.
No,
you saw the closet I built in the
some
office.
skills.
I can put shelves on the wall.
You know how to do some
that
stuff.
I cut myself and stuff. Yeah.
You don't even have the proper tools, and
I don't have the proper tools. Yeah. That's the thing, right? Like we'd have to make sure we had the proper stuff, and then I need a storage container to put that in.
Wait, but I'm saying, what if we made the boxcar and you raced it? Like you actually raced it in a boxcar race. That would be, I'm telling you right now, here's what's happening to all the people listening. First of all, they're laughing at how ridiculous this is. There's also several of them that are quite literally thinking, I was actually thinking about a boxcar race. Because that's a real production. That's a huge thing to make the thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Imagine, really go with me on this journey. Imagine what it would be for you and I getting the lumber, getting the equipment, actually fabricating a boxcar, not just based on what we think it's going to be. The amount of research we would do would be real. Doing some test runs, down the thing or whatever. And then it ends with you doing the race, wearing the helmet. Huh?
I'm the one that's getting the thing
I'm
that's
not
going to
getting
crash.
in there. This is the toughest
Crash and
idea
explode
ever.
into a million parts. And
There's nothing. First of all, if it exploded,
YouTuber dies in homemade boxcar is the title. Video went viral. Unfortunately, it's the only video we ever made because I'm dead.
I get all the money.
Great.
So, but you have to understand that. First of all, it would be the first boxcar in the history of boxcar to explode.
Actually, we should rig it to explode.
We should, dude. We totally should.
We'll cut camera view to like a dummy that looks like me,
to
but
like
it's
a Super Dave thing, dude.
And then explode it so fast on the cut that like nobody knows that it's not actually me.
No, we're gonna do it dummy, but we're gonna do like the worst editing ever, dude.
You see it fly out with its arms flailing.
Dude, we're gonna show the dummy for like a good 3 seconds, and it's gonna be the worst like makeup job to try to make it look like you.
We should print a picture of my face and just paste it on the dummy face.
Just tape it. Just a single strip of Scotch tape with it to the point where it's actually like just waving in the wind. We'll just put a blow up doll in there with your face on.
Oh, good. Yeah. All right, we'll borrow your blow up doll.
You shut up. I don't have it. Get rid of that. All right, so okay, so that first of all, the boxcar one is not a bad idea. That actually fits the bill. Okay, but you actually do need to be the one who races. I'm too tall for that stuff.
You are.
I'm too tall. I can't do it.
Yeah. Okay. By the time it's done, I'll shed a few pounds too, so we don't have to make it so solid. That's a good idea.
All right, so more ideas of stuff like that.
That's what we would need. Yeah, we would need to be in a constant space of just like ideation.
Yes.
Right.
That's why I'm reaching out to the ether. I want the audience because they do this all the time.
Oh yeah, there's way more creative people out there than me.
Oh duh.
Yeah, yeah. And that is something that I do. I feel like I should try to leverage more. The collective brain of our audience. You know what I mean?
100%.
Yeah, let's hear what they have to say.
Yeah, think about
Things that aren't going to kill us. Well,
No,
things
no,
that
no.
aren't going to hurt us.
It can kill us.
Hurt our.
It can kill us.
Okay.
We might not do it. I don't want them to. I don't want them to not have an idea because it might have a danger aspect to it. I want to hear everything.
Yeah. Well, everything has danger to it, I suppose.
Yeah.
So even if we made a gondola, it could tip over and kill us.
Back to the gondola, dude.
You
Okay,
know I don't let things go.
we're gonna have to make a gondola at
Now
some
we
point.
have to
Now we
make
have to make a gondola.
The worst gondola ever made, I'm sure. So we are becoming carpenters.
Yeah, dude. I'm telling you, I have a passion for it too,
Yeah.
and I have access to some incredible tools.
Okay.
It's my brother.
I think when we're done with the video, we should sell the gondola. We
could.
Like we can't just keep adding stuff, right?
No. Well, I see what you're
So
saying.
now where do I have? Where I
could
have a
auction it
gondola,
off.
I have a pergola, a gondola, a boxcar. Where am I keeping these things?
Dude, hold on. Shut up for a second. This is a great idea. Every time we make something, it's one of a kind. We made it. We big old giant. It's like autograph it, and then it goes up for auction or something. I don't know. Maybe.
Nobody's gonna want to buy our boxcar, especially after we explode
I
it.
was gonna say, of course, we'll sell all the wood chips from it.
Maybe the blow up doll if it survives.
Stop with the blow up doll. Okay, this has to happen. I don't judge anybody who owns a blow up doll. I don't own one, and I've never owned one because
That's
that's
blow up doll shaming.
I'm not. This podcast took a turn. I want to hear
It was
more
meant
ideas.
to take a turn, I think.
Yeah, this
That
is
was the
a
idea.
fun one. We needed this. This is just a chill one.
This is actually how the pre-podcast private glimpse stream, the 3PGS started.
Yeah.
Was because we found ourselves having these kind of conversations before we hit record for the actual podcast topic.
Yeah.
And we're like, yeah, I think people would like to hear us be more candid like this.
Yeah.
You know? We're still keeping it.
We know
fairly.
we're good to go.
Yeah.
I'm thinking more stuff. I want to do more. Every time
We're not going to just sit here
No.
come up with ideas on
But
the
I
spot.
but I still want to. The boxcar has to happen. That's a good one, dude.
Okay.
Are you gonna race it or not?
I'll race it, yeah.
Yes, you heard him here now,
Yeah.
folks.
We gotta
Impulse
find-
is going to race a boxcar.
Who am I racing?
Other boxcar people.
There's no other boxcar people.
Yeah, yes, dude. Yes, the races.
How about do the Boy Scouts still do the little ones?
We're not doing that one. That's Matchbox one. dude.
Yeah. No, what we'll do is I'll show up to one of those racing events with a life-size boxcar and race the life-size boxcar against their little ones.
And just take it and smash it into their track. Just take the whole thing out, dude. And they all start crying.
All right, maybe we don't make Boy Scouts cry.
No.
That'll go
That'll go south.
bad for us. Yeah, I don't want to do any videos that make people feel bad. I love Impractical Jokers. I love what they do. I don't think I have the guts to do what they do, but there is times in watching that show where they make people feel bad, and I'm like, come on, guys.
Yep, I'm
know
with
what
you
I mean?
100%.
Like, I don't ever want to be one of those people.
Yeah, do embarrass me all you want, but don't put me in a place to where I am now my embarrassment that you're trying to get me to avoid, so I lose the challenge, is that I have to make this total stranger feel really terribly about themselves. I'm going to lose every time.
We're not going to become like pranksters. I know pranksters are big on the internet, unless it was the right type of prank.
We can do a prank as long as
there's a lot of the pranksters that get famous for like doing things that are really mean.
Oh my God, that
you know what I
you've
mean?
seen that I don't even want to say his name because I don't want to.
Don't say his name. Don't give him.
You know, I'm talking about
exposure.
This guy just walks into people's houses.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
What an idiot! What an absolute moron!
He got arrested for that though, didn't he?
I don't care.
Anyway, don't look him up. He's not worth your
That
view.
guy's a moron.
But yeah, we're not going to do anything like that. Anything illegal or anything that hurts people.
No. Of course not. No, that's there you go. There's some parameters for ideas.
Yeah.
Is that we're not interested in breaking the law. We're not interested in hurting anybody. I'm not even interested in hurting anybody's feelings. And I'm the person who doesn't give a crap. You know what I mean? But I don't want to do that ever. I don't want to hurt people on any level, especially when they didn't sign up for it. Like I said, I'm a huge Impractical Jokers fan, but that is the one thing that I don't like. You know, they'll give somebody a mark and they're talking, they speak in their ear. Now say this, now do this, and make, and then they'll say the one thing that would completely crush that stranger and all their self-esteem. It's like, guys, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, I've seen what you are capable of. I know how funny you actually are. What are you doing? Why did you do that?
Yeah.
So that I'm not into that. So we're on the same page there.
Okay.
But I'm not saying no to pranks. Tell me about it. We could still do pranks.
Yeah. I think pranks could be fun if done right? We avoid those things that we're talking about. Yeah.
Have you seen Bushman?
No, what's that?
Is it? If I'm saying it right, this is the guy that.
Oh, he like hides as a bush and then scares people.
He looks like a bush.
Yeah, okay.
And then he just like puts his hand out and people freak out. It's actually really, really funny. I kind of dig it. How about, dude? What if
we mentioned like, oh gosh, that was during the pre-podcast stream. Going into a department store and then becoming the mannequin.
Yeah.
And then just trying to hide like that and see if anybody noticed that we were real and then like scare them. It's kind of like that, right?
Yeah, it really is. We could join a, what is it called? What's that sack race where you both put your,
oh yeah.
What is it called? Where you put your
sack race? I don't know.
Is that, it's not.
Two-person sack race.
Like my left leg, your right leg in one sack.
Yeah.
And then we have to run together. We have to find a way to work that into something. All right. No more ridiculous ideas. But okay, that's fine. This was a very fun, like super fun, off-topic podcast, but it only is going to have the value I want it to have if we really get some answers. I want to hear.
Oh yeah. Please give us your viral video ideas that we can do with like very little time and money. And
don't do that. Just don't make it illegal, and we can get hurt, but I don't want other people. You can get hurt.
You really want me to get hurt?
And I don't want you to, but I am very excited about the boxcar thing. And it's in motion now, dude. This is happening. This is good. We're going to make a boxcar and you're going to drive it and you're going to win, dude. These are real, man.
Let's make it see-through out of like plexiglass or something.
I wonder if there's a rule against that. Why do you want it to be see-through? So people can see you crap yourself.
See me flailing on the inside.
Dude, you have no idea. These things can actually move. There's a reason you're going to be wearing a helmet, dude.
So you're envisioning that we're going to find an actual boxcar racing tournament here. Sure. That we're going to enter our boxcar in.
I don't know if it's going to be here, but it being here is not going to discern as to whether or not we can or can't do
Here's
this.
what we should do. I've got a new idea that ventures off of this one a little bit more.
We're going to stop being friends and this conversation's over.
No, dude. Yesterday I was watching the news and they were covering a jump rope competition.
Okay.
Right? Okay. What if we did this? What if we kept our eye out for like these weird competitions?
Yes.
I'm saying if you need to do a jump rope competition. And we enter with like no skill.
I love it.
We just
I love it so much.
Suck so bad.
I love it so much.
It like makes the judges face palm like our professors did in college.
Yeah.
Like,
there is a first of all, love the idea. There's I told you about him the other day. Cody Ko is a YouTuber, and he did he mocked this certain I don't know what I would call it, hobby, something ridiculous. He mocked this event that occurs where people remember. I never owned one, but like it's basically like a broomstick with a horse head on it, and kids ride it around.
Oh right, yeah,
yeah. I don't know what that thing's called, but it's like they're riding a horse, but they're not. They're riding a stick, and there's a fake horse head on the front, whatever it's called. There's competitions for that, bro. Oh, you heard me right. Oh, yes. There are competitions where people do that. What are you doing? And who's competing and who are these judges? Right? It's a real thing, dude.
That's what I'm saying. We keep our eye out for this kind of stuff.
Dude, you ready for this? He mocked it, dude. He couldn't, how could you not, right? So he made this video mocking it, and like the world champion saw the video. And so she challenged him to learn how to do it. And you got to give this dude credit, man. He's like, I'm in. So they met, and she was very, very sweet, by the way, too. The girl who was the world champion, they met. And so in like this, like, it looked like they were in a racquetball court, but that's where she taught him how to do this. And he was all in, and he gave it his all. And I'm going to tell you this right now, dude. It does not look easy. That sport looks really hard. It doesn't change that it's very, very stupid. That's
the thing is we just said that we didn't want to hurt people. And
I don't want to hurt people's feelings.
And by mocking something they're passionate about, that's hurtful.
Okay, but you're riding around a stick. You have to take a beating a little bit. But she took.
Dude, you make Minecraft videos. How many people think
mock me all you want? Do it. You know what I mean? I'm an old guy who plays Minecraft. Do it. Like it's fine. You got to be able to take it. And for the record, like honestly, I thought she handled herself really, really well. She was also in incredible shape. And like what you actually have to do is just watching it. I'm like, dude, it doesn't matter. I actually said this as I was watching it. It is irrelevant how dumb I think this hobby is. That it looks really, really difficult. Yeah. Right. So
suddenly there's merit to it.
So yeah, because
maybe that's it. Maybe in the same video we go from like mocking
to having admiration
jump rope
for
competition to actually understanding the actual skill set that goes behind it.
For the record, you and I have jump roped enough to know I would never mock that because Remember when we were working the games and there was the jump roping like world champions were there and there's somebody who was doing quadruple unders and they squeezed in a 5 under, a quint under.
For some reason I don't remember that.
Oh, maybe you weren't there. I did it 4 years. You did too, right? Mm-hmm. Yes, maybe you weren't there that one. It was crazy, dude. But I'm with you, right? So I don't want to hurt people by mocking them or whatever. But what I am saying is that the idea of finding these competitions and just like going, even I'm nervous about that, but really acting. But then are we wasting their time? Are we a jerk now? Do we kind of devalue their craft at that point?
That's what I was getting at.
I don't want to do that.
We're taking up a potential. Well, they wouldn't let us in, right? Like you for most of these things, you qualify for them. You know, like there's at least some sort of submit a video to show that you do know enough. Yeah. They're not going to let some scrubs off the street unless they were in on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's
Which
fair.
we could do.
It might give them some visibility that, you know what I mean, that they didn't really have before. So that could be.
But we won't tell our audience that.
Dude,
we paid the judges to let us try out.
Dude, Impractical Jokers. Did you see in Impractical Jokers when Joe was the one who lost? Joe and Q both lost. So they had to take the punishment. Their punishment was they put on drums and they joined a drum line during a live performance, dude. I saw that one, yeah. Now, it wasn't a competition, but it was a live performance, and the other drummers were like, what is going on here? Yeah. Like, first of all, how do they have our uniforms?
But, like, certain people were in on like, the band director was in on
some people were, but not.
But the drum line wasn't.
Yeah.
And they're like, what's going on here? Yeah. Apparently, the drum line.
So you get enough people in on it, and you can probably pull that off.
Yeah. We'd have to do that. Have some secret dealings going on, I think, even to be allowed in the building.
Yeah. Okay, so here's the parameters.
We brought our jump ropes. Can we go on stage?
They would just run out there and go, but I don't want to be that guy. Okay, so here's the parameters. For this production-based videos, let's hear your ideas. Don't worry about danger. Don't worry about money. If it's too dangerous, we're not going to do it. If it's too much money, we're not going to do it. I want to hear all the ideas because it might inspire another idea. Yeah. And it also doesn't have to take us a month to put it together, but it could. You know what I mean? Whatever your idea is, it could. I'm not into a whole lot of things that would legitimately take over a month for us to do. I kind of want to keep it in that.
Yeah. Well, when I hear you say like, oh, it could take us a month, I'm also thinking like, well, okay. Yeah, it'll take us a month because we have 2 hours free a week. You know what I mean?
Fair. That's fair.
That's the part that I'm like, oh, where are we even going to find time to piece together anything?
Yeah, we'll figure it out, man. Don't be a naysayer. We'll figure it out because if we're going to do an Imp and Skizz IRL channel, we've been talking about this a long time too. We talked about the podcast for a long time and it
That's true.
became a thing.
Talking about the podcast almost 10 years ago or whatever. And finally here we are. So 10 years from now, this channel is going to be amazing.
No,
you're going to get after it. Listen, we'll double dip. I got it.
Even commit to your little bit there, dude.
We'll double dip because I already saw you getting upset. We'll double dip. Whilst recording the video, we'll have live stream footage.
What do you mean?
We'll be on Twitch live.
Oh,
with cameras rolling whilst.
Oh my goodness gracious!
We're doing
segments of it. Yeah, sure. So
for this next 3 hours, we're going to be heads down cutting wood for the box car.
Yeah, but
we put up cameras and we're talking to our peeps.
But what if you say a bad word?
I would never.
Come on. Now we're taking
When
away.
I cut my finger off, I might. Yeah.
Oh, don't do that.
No, I'm just trying to think of a way to,
No, it's good.
Yeah.
That's what you're talking
if
about.
we're going to sacrifice time and we're sacrificing the stream that you and I would do together for that time, can we still keep the stream alive and then also do this?
Yeah.
Max efficiency brain coming into play. Yeah.
I like it. All right, give us your ideas. I want to hear them. Give them to me. And
but only if they are 100% sure to go viral.
yeah, well,
I'm
I mean,
just kidding.
obviously.
All ideas, good, bad.
All of them. Give them all.
between.
Because you never know what it's going to end up. We might get 2 different ideas and be like, oh, dude, put these guys together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I like it.
so
Even if it's an idea that somebody else on YouTube did that you saw that you thought was really cool, we could always do the steal and twist.
yes,
The steal and twist.
I like the steal and
yeah.
twist.
Yeah, we take that idea, we twist it in our own
twist
little
it.
way, put it out there again, but even better.
Yeah, you grab it, you twist it until they scream. Wait,
think-
what are we talking about?
I think I think that was invented by this guy named Ludwig that people may have heard of. The steal and twist.
Is that what he did? He stole and
Yeah,
twisted it.
he admits to it. Yeah.
You know, in this world, you really just can't be the first person. You can't be the first one anymore.
Yeah.
Remember, you just can't do it. So I'm not worried about that. I don't want to steal ideas, but if we think of something and we were like, this has never been done, get ready for the fact that it's been done probably several times.
Probably.
Yeah.
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 But if we did actually come up with something that nobody's ever done, boom.
All right, boom. You got to give us your ideas. I want to hear them.
All right. Yeah, we got to wrap up. You got to go.
Yep.
So it's been fun. This is very different.
This
Hopefully
was different,
you enjoyed
but
it nonetheless.
I liked it. I liked it. It was a fun talk.
Had some laughs.
Yeah.
It's good. All right, man. Off we go.
See you guys.